Going off of that question, can you just talk about how Thomas Graham and DeAndre Lenore have been able to elevate their game throughout the season?
Well, I think the first thing to keep in mind, these guys are true sophomores. So in most programs, they'd be redshirt freshmen, right? And just kind of working their way into the lineup. Well, they've got a lot of experience. So as 18, 19-year-old guys, they're kind of seasoned a little bit now. And throughout spring football and the entire season, I think what you've seen is a couple guys just work at their craft. You know, both Coach Dante Williams and Coach Hayward. They do an exceptional job with that position group, and technique is at a premium every time they step out on the practice field, and it's starting to show.
Right here on the right-hand side,
This seemed to be one of Jalen's more productive games, especially in the first half. What specifically about his skill set excited you in the first half?
About
Jalen Reds?
Oh, Jalen Red. Okay, I didn't know you were talking about Jalen Red or Jalen. I'm excited about Jalen Jokes too. We could talk about him. Jalen Red he's new school, but I mess with him. I call him old school because he reminds me of the guys I used to be in the locker room with. He is hard-nosed, tough guy, wants the ball, wants to make plays, is unselfish. You know, I don't know what he weighs, $128 or whatever he weighs, but no, he weighs more than that. But he will throw his body around with reckless abandon to make a great block for his teammates. Unselfish guy, motivated guy. Ever since the spring, he's just been on fire in terms of his work ethic and dedication and commitment to the team and his betterment. So extremely excited about the different ways you could get him the ball too. I mean, he's, in high school, he was a nickel, he was a corner, he played running back. I mean, he did it all. And I think today, he showed a lot of things that he's capable of.
right here, Tyson.
Between running the ball to start the game, you guys were also mixing in a lot of really kind of short dink and dunk passes, but then in kind of spreading it out a lot more, not going to Mitchell. But then there was that long connection from Herbert to him where he gave a little pump off to the side, and I think the DB bit just a little bit and giving him enough separation. Is that just as kind of like as satisfying as it gets, like from an offensive point of view, just seeing that they kind of bit to the plan that you guys were establishing, and then it opened up something?
Well, one of them was just straight. I think they were playing zero. He ran by me. I think the other one talked about the screen pass we sent out. No, it's a big deal because you have to beat that coverage with something of that nature. So to see those guys just continue to be on the same page and be able to connect like they do, no, it's a great feeling. And those are two other guys and I know they've had a lot of production this year, but their best football's ahead of them too. Those guys are doing a real good job.
Sorry.
When rush defense has been such an emphasis these last few weeks, Mario, I know you're not probably going to be too happy for 29 for 149 for Benjamin, but as a team, this was one of their lesser productive nights on the ground. Mm-hmm. He does get to you a bit in the second half, in particular one of those late drives. What did you think about the defense as a whole against him?
Yeah, I don't have the first half. I thought in the first half did a great job containing him. They made him bounce the ball, strung it out, chased him down. In the second half, they started implementing some of their fullback lead runs. I don't know if you saw that, versus the odd front. They started fanning the guard and the tackle and putting that big old heavy fullback on our will a couple times. So they made a little bit some good gains in that particular scheme. And then I thought, we started tightening up a little bit as well. Super proud of the way they played against the run. That team has run the ball extremely effectively against everybody they've played. They came here with a lot of momentum as well. And I thought the defense, I know they made their moments, they made their big plays on offense, but I thought our defense for the most part did a really good job against the run.
Back middle, Hayden.
Hard to believe we're at the final week of the season now, but with one less day, with the game being on Friday, does your game preparation change at all with one fewer day?
It has to because of the nature of the amount of guys that we have that are banged up. It has to. And then it's almost a 2-day type of shorter week for us because we played late and we play early on Friday. So there's not much time. And our whole goal was to walk in the locker room tonight at 11:30 and be 1-0. And ironically, it was 11:30 by the time we finished talking to the team. But we also knew that we were going to have to immediately just get our rest tonight, see our families, go get a big stack of pancakes and an omelet, and wake up bright and early and get ready to go to work. And for the most important game of the year, which is, the Civil War, and it's at their place. And we understand, we all fully understand the importance of this football game, the intensity behind it. And I think our guys, as they leave the locker room, that's all they were talking about. And that part gets me excited. And what we all know, we have to play on the road more like we play at home, right? That's got to be the next step for the program. We found it one time out there in Cal. We showed, glimpses of it against Utah. We showed it in the second half a little bit against Washington State, but we haven't put it together on the road. And that's a challenge, and that's what we're looking forward to.
All right, we have time for just one more right here front, Matt.
Arizona State was the best offense on third downs in the conference. They averaged, I think, 8 yards of third down this game. What do you make of your defense of just getting in third and longs and then making the plays to stop them?
Well, they got after him. They got from across the board. I mean, the defensive secondary, who just played tremendously tight coverage, really effective coverage. The guys up front causing pressures, forcing a fumble. I thought we had a fumble in the first half. Broke my headset. But that's for another day. I'm sure I'll answer some questions on that. But no, it just hats off to the defense. They did a great job. Great job.
Thank you, Coach.
Guys, thank you. Appreciate you. Go Ducks.